Today I'm taking you to one of the most iconic destinations to see wildlife in the world, Brooks Falls at Katmai National Park. This is one of the few locations in the world that you can get up close to the beautiful grizzly bears. We are doing something so exciting this weekend. It is Labor Day weekend, but it feels like fall because we are in Alaska and we are going to Katmai National Park. And I'm going to take you along with us. I'm going to take you along for the packing, all of that. If you don't know what Katmai National Park is, it is the iconic location to see the Kodiak bears, the brown bears, eating salmon in the river. That's what they're known for. And I'm just so excited to go over there. And I'm going to take you along and tell you exactly what we're preparing for it, what we're packing, what we're doing, and show you the bears, of course. We're staying in Brooks Falls. So that is an fenced campground on Katmai National Park. They only give out 60 permits per day. A permit is like one per person. So we have 4 people, which means we have 4 permits. We booked these back in, I believe it was January. We got on the recreation.gov website at the time that they were released, and we got lucky to book the campsite for a couple of nights on Labor Day weekend. The campground's in fenced so the bears don't get in, and then you have a storage bin where everyone there keeps all of their food. But you have to bring everything with you, like food, Jetboil, and all of that. Hopefully we know that we can get water while we're there, and also a propane. People usually leave theirs behind because they don't use all of it for a weekend or so. But we're about to start packing. We have 4 sleeping bags, 4 sleeping mats, and then we have 2 tents. A backpacking tent, and then a normal size tent as well for sleeping. We are leaving for Katmai today. We didn't realize, but each of us gets a checked bag. So we packed a few checked bags, backpacks. I'll show you everything. We've got dehydrated food, we've got sleeping bags, we've got cameras, portable chargers, and we're gonna pack spoons, forks, and bowls to have to eat food. But pretty much we're ready to go. Very excited. In order to get to Katmai, there are 2 ways you can go. One, you can go from Homer, and they have flights from there directly to Brook Falls. So then you don't have to take a water taxi. Or you can fly to King Salmon from Anchorage or Homer. We're flying from Anchorage to King Salmon. It was about 500 a person, I believe, for the flight. That's one of the cheapest ways to go. And then you take the water taxi, which is an additional 200 a person. So in total, it's 700 a person. This is definitely a trip that you are spending money on to get there. But you can do day trips to Katmai. Those are also expensive, but you can do bear tours to go see the bears in Katmai. And we are going to be camping there for 2 nights in Brook Falls. So we have a 10-minute drive to the airport, then we will be getting on the flight, and then we will be going to the water taxi. We've made it to the small airport of King Salmon. Those is where the shuttles pick us up. But we have to wait an hour for our shuttle to pick us up because we take a water taxi. So we're just gonna chill. There's very little space in this airport, but we're just gonna chill, read, hang out. There's no service here, no cell service, no Wi-Fi. So we're just hanging. But I'm excited, even though this weather, it's cloudy, it's gray, but I'm pumped to be here.
Side by side, our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life.
We made it!
I think so.
We're off the water taxi. And we're going to bear orientation now. And then we'll set up camp.
This is one of the only places where solitary brown bears tolerate being so close to each other.
We had our orientation, and now we are having lunch. The dining hall is closed, so we will be eating at the picnic area. At the picnic area, there's fenced-in areas to eat because there's bears literally everywhere, and basically you can't bring your food or anything outside of the gear lockers, which we are currently keeping our stuff in, and then we're gonna move it to the campground one. And it's quite an experience.
It's an adventure.
Such an adventure. Setting off to camp. Camping in Brooks Falls. And I'm gonna figure out where we set up.
The campground in Katmai is first come, first served, so you get to choose any location that you want. It's completely fenced in so that the bears don't get in. We booked these campgrounds all the way back in January, and then when we got there, we had our lay of the land to choose from. We chose one spot, but then ended up realizing that our 2 tents weren't going to fit that well in that spot.
We're moving locations. We set up our tents, super buggy. Luckily we brought bug nets for our faces. I haven't put mine on yet, clearly, but I'm taking our food. There's a food storage because you can't have food out and about with the bears out and about. So we didn't bring propane, and you can buy it, but people leave extra here with the date that they're leaving. So we just found some extras and took it for ourselves. Oh. Camp is finally set. We've got our bug nets on. Woo woo. And we're going to see the bears.
The viewing platforms provide a safe and unparalleled vantage point to see the bears. You'll walk a mile over elevated platforms where bears can often be seen swimming or looking for their next meal. There are a few spots where you can stop to watch and take photos of the bears on your ways to Brooks Falls.
We've already seen 3 bears, and we're having so much fun.
The Brooks Falls platform is known worldwide for bear viewing. Every summer, these magnificent creatures gather at the falls, drawn by the bountiful salmon swimming upstream to spawn. You won't believe your eyes. This waterfall scene is incredibly iconic. Brooks Falls cascades down a rugged, rocky slope, creating a stunning backdrop for the bears fishing. As salmon leap upstream, the bears eagerly await them, ready to snatch their next meal. You'll find yourself just feet away from the bears, separated only by the platform's railings. It's a thrilling experience to witness these amazing grizzlies up close, living in their natural habitat. During the peak salmon season, there's often a wait to get on the platform because only 40 people are allowed at a time. But we went in September and usually only had a few others joining us there. I couldn't get over having the bears walk under us or be just a few feet away. It was truly an incredible experience. I was so excited and happy the entire time. And it was a stunning landscape to boot. These bears have wonderful fishing skills. With patience and precision, they expertly pluck salmon from the water, all while competing with their fellow bears for the best fishing spots. Sometimes mama bears or siblings might find themselves having to share their catch. You'll find yourself captivated for hours watching these bears interact with each other, eating fish, swimming in the water, and just hanging out. Make sure to bring a nice camera or a good video camera to get some great footage of the bears when you go. Oh, and don't forget, this is their habitat, so make sure to give them 50 feet of distance if you follow them on the trails or see them in the wild, because it's very likely as you explore Brooks Falls. If you get hungry like us after bear viewing, you can go to Brooks Lodge to get a meal. They have a buffet-style meal where you can get as much food as you can in one pass. We really went for it. And it's close to the bears, so you can get right back to it.
viewing platform all to ourselves. No one's here. Look at all those bugs.
We were so excited and grateful to get to experience the viewing platform all by ourselves. We also got to get more acquainted with the bears. We watched as the bears tried to catch the fish and noticed the same 3 regulars sitting on the falls. Unfortunately, one of our favorites just couldn't catch a break and couldn't get a fish. Meanwhile, the other 2 bears, another large one and Chunk, the master of the falls, got into a bear fight, which was crazy to see in person. We were absolutely floored. The national park runs Fat Bear Week every year, where people vote on the bears that gain the most weight during the season. And Chunk was last year's winner, so it's no surprise that Chunk was the dominant bear and got his spot for himself. And the other bear had to walk away and find a new spot. It was like the bear walk of shame, but as he walked, we got to see him up close. And then we got to see one of nature's finest moments, a bear relieving himself in the wild. Soon our favorite bear got tired of waiting at the falls with no luck at catching a fish, so he too departed from his spot, leaving Chunk alone at the falls to catch more fish and eat them. As you can see, he's enjoying his own catch here. I guess you'll have to try your luck next time. We said goodbye to our friends at the falls and then walked back towards the lodge. But as we went, we had the lucky pleasure of seeing Miss Grazer ahead of us on the trail. She is this year's 2023's Fat Bear Week champion, and boy is she a big bear. We had to stay 50 yards behind her as we followed along, but then we got to get to the platforms and view her up close. She grazed for a little bit on the grass nearby, and then when she was full from grazing and gazing out at the water, she took herself a little bit of a bear nap.
First day, success! First day, success! We saw lots of bears. We saw a bear fight. We ate some average, overpriced food at the Brooks Lodge.
I think it was fine.
I said average. If you think that was
I
food,
think it was better than average.
no way.
Better than expected. Maybe average.
It's $44 per plate, just so you know, for when you come to Brooks Lodge. But we're heading back to camp and gonna hope we're warm enough. An owl just flew over our heads. That was so cool, and I freaked out and ducked, but very cool. Yeah, we're comfy. Dylan and I are in our Silk jump suits.
I'm already a little cold.
Bedtime.
Oh my god.
Day 2 in Katmai. None of us slept well because it's pretty cold, and we were all cold. The 3 of us are heading on the Valley of 10,000 Smokes tour, which is to an old volcano that erupted, or like the crater site of the volcano. And it's an 8-hour tour, and then we'll be back to the bears.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain.
The tour starts with a couple-hour bus ride to the destination where the Valley of 10,000 Smokes is. This is the site where there was the largest volcanic eruption in all of North America, so it's pretty incredible to see in person.
And now, there's something in the air, and a sparkly shimmer on our skin.
We just had lunch in the visitor center at the Valley of 10,000 Smokes, which is the largest volcanic eruption in North America. Now we're going on a hike in the freezing cold.
Restoring everything within. Dreamy, breezy we go.
pants. We're all so hot now after doing that hike. But we made it back. The tour bus is not going back. And we're going home.
To the bar.
To the bar. We got back from our tour, reunited with Jenny. Warming up. It is so cold out there. And still raining. And everything's wet. And everything's soaked.
Who's going first? Me?
We got some hot drinks and then we're gonna eat dinner and then go to the Bears. Dylan and I just had dinner at the lodge again. It's too cold, honestly, to do our dehydrated meals. We wanted to, but we were freezing. And so, unfortunately, we'll have to do those another time. It was just more important to dry up at the lodge and get warm. But we're gonna go try to check out the Bears again. And then we are going to, after we check out the Bears, we are going to go back to the lodge to get warm again and then be freezing cold in the tent tonight. Same old friends at the falls. That guy, I don't know his name, maybe 987 or something. And there's Chunk. This is Chunk.
Dylan and I went for one last viewing at the waterfall. We knew this was the last chance we'd get to see the beautiful bears up close, and there's really nothing that can describe the experience of seeing grizzly bears in the wild and being just a few hundred feet from them. It is incredible. We couldn't stop watching them in their natural habitat. And of course, we watched as our favorite bear tried and failed to get a fish. But Chunk just kept getting fish. Other bears came to the falls that evening too, and they were also very successful in catching salmon in the water. Chunk caught at least 4 while we were watching, which shows why he was the champion last year. And meanwhile, our favorite just looked on in sorrow. It was sad for us to give up on him, but he did never catch that fish. Better luck next time, friend.
We were rooting for a guy, but he never caught a fish. Of course, it's a sunny day when we're leaving, but we just packed up all of our stuff. It was cold again last night, but we all got more sleep than we did. And we're getting ready to go.
We were so sad to leave on a sunny, beautiful day. We had an incredible time at Katmai, and I'm already planning my next trip back here. It is a magical destination.
We're all checked in for our flight back home.
Yay!
But now we're gonna walk down the street. There's like a couple restaurants that are walking distance from the airport. We don't have to be there till 11:30. There's 1, 2.
Mom, you should go in front of us.
Woohoo, it's beautiful!
On your window seat.
Brooks Falls is a unique destination, and it's one of the places where you get up close to the natural world. If you want a transformative experience like this, you should definitely book a trip there. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can follow along on all of our Alaska adventures.